Ow.
Ow.
Alright, so I'm Cody.
I'm Brittany.
And we're...
Hitch to Hitch, coming to you from the front porch.
Yep.
In Moab. And we are just coming off of a 16 night?
15.
Something
I don't know,
like
something like that. It's over 2 weeks.
Boondocking adventure. So we're here to talk to you about our experience boondocking in grizzly country, through snow that was unexpected, without solar, with kids, and that whole experience. So our itinerary we left Glacier, and we booked 6 nights at a park in West Yellowstone, Montana, to go to Yellowstone National Park. I don't remember, it was River something.
We went to Glacier first and stayed at Kalispell, and then,
So we did
there.
6 nights in Yellowstone without any hookups. And that was technically a state park, so it's grizzly country there. Then we did
Rainbow
Point Campground. Look at you go. Rainbow Point Campground. So
I finally remembered something.
6 nights in Yellowstone. Then from there we went 5 nights in the Grand Tetons, boondocking in Lower Teton View or Upper Teton View, one of the two. And then from there we went to Flaming Gorge and did another 5 nights where it snowed. And we did not plan for that.
So out of all of that, we have one marine battery in our fifth wheel. And for those of you that don't know, we have a 44-foot fifth wheel. See if Brittany can flash a picture up there. But so we have a 44-foot fifth wheel. It's painted. It has the single pane frameless windows, so it doesn't have the dual pane like some do. So that takes away from your R factor. We purchased some Battle-Born batteries, and I installed them and
before we left for boondocking.
And the battery monitoring system, but I did not synchronize it correctly, so it was reading improperly. One of the days that we were,
Teton. So about halfway through we had 2 Battle-Born batteries. The other half we had our 1 house battery.
Yeah, so it got us through about 6 or 7 nights, and then I ended up killing the batteries because I didn't charge them up enough, and I had to go back to our regular battery. So we're back to our marine battery currently, waiting on some more stuff to come in so I can hook everything up properly with the inverter and all that. So long story short, we did a little bit with 2 lithium batteries, and then we did the rest of it with a marine battery. We have an onboard generator. It's a 5,500 watt Onan. That powered us through the majority of it.
But you can't run that during the night, most places. Or
so,
we didn't have enough fuel to run it all night anyway. So up until at this point, we had only done like a night at a Walmart or a rest area, boondocking wise, not any like long to where we are frozen it or anything.
We did 3 nights at Keyhole State Park and killed the battery.
Short.
Yeah. So we knew we were going to have to do something different, which I can't believe this battery is still operational because I've killed it at least 6 times now.
Okay, so why did we boondock that long without being fully prepared?
See if we could. So,
we were testing out our limits so we know exactly what we needed to buy.
Yeah.
And also to try to save money. When you come out west, everyone says that you can camp a lot for free. So we were coming out west, so we were kind of doing what the locals do kind of thing. We spent a lot of money last year staying in all kind of RV parks and doing all kind of things. And we were just trying to see if we could shave some money off.
Well, you staying in certain RV parks, they're going to tell you, oh, you're so big you need premium sites, which premium sites comes with premium prices. So, you know, I mean, we pay, on average, I'd say we're somewhere around $40, $45 a night is what it would average out to be. But there's times where we've
more
paid...
like 50, 60.
Yeah, we've paid
and
60 a night. And then there's a few, I think 1 or 2 we've paid like 80 a night.
Yeah.
Just because we had to.
Yeah.
And we're trying to get away from that as much as possible. So that's what we were trying to do. And we found out that for the 7 nights that the battery system did work, we used right at 500 amp hours. So we're going to be fine on, you know, the 4 batteries that we're going to start out with. We'll probably eventually add 2 more to make it 6. We're going to do an inverter, 24-watt system and all of that. So we're going to use the generator to charge it for the time being, and then we'll go to solar eventually. But the whole point of this discussion was to kind of let you know we did it with 2 kids.
What we learned.
Yeah, a 5-year-old and a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
We kept lights off, which was very difficult for them.
So I'll tell you the number one thing that I learned is I learned that my husband becomes the heater Nazi, and your toes could be falling off while it's snowing and you don't get the heater.
The heater Nazi, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was 58 degrees in the camper. She's got 2 pairs of socks on, 3 pairs of pants, 6 shirts, a jacket, and a partridge in a pear tree. And she was still cold under a blanket. So, yeah.
So you just kept putting more blankets on the bed instead of turning the heater on. No.
So what we did do, well, at night, because we couldn't run a generator because there were other people around us. So
when it gets colder, obviously.
Yeah, we bundled up at night. We made sure the kids were bundled up and all of that. And it would get down into the 40s in the camper. And then I cranked the heater up in the morning. I'd get up and get that going for everybody.
Yes, everybody went to bed with socks and, you know, like fleece pajamas. The kids have at least 4 blankets, 2 of which are fleece.
Yeah. And
then we have at least 4, 2 of which are thick winter.
So everybody was warm for the cold nights. We ended up with the first night of it being really cold. So we were at Flaming Gorge, and it went from 89 degrees the first
2 days.
The first couple days. Yeah. And then it went from 89 degrees on Monday morning. Right? No, Sunday morning. No, it was Monday morning because everybody left on Labor Day. Yes. So Monday morning it was 89. That night it started dropping. The next morning we woke up to 3 inches of snow and it was 24 degrees. Then the next day, by then all of that had melted because it got up to 34, 35. Then the next day we woke up with 4 inches of snow and it was right at 30. So that was the day we actually made it out of there and made it to here in Moab. It was a little rough getting out, thankful for 4-wheel drive because this is a big heavy camper, but we made it. Sorry to anybody if we tore up the road.
Okay, so things that we have learned, I guess in terms of laundry. We've learned that if it doesn't look that dirty, you can wear it again the next day. So that's definitely different for me. And for the kids, is we wore clothes several times until they looked like, I don't even know. But we wore clothes several times because we knew we weren't going to get to do our weekly laundry. We made it about 2.5 weeks before we got to do laundry. And we really didn't have to do that much more than a normal week because we rotated the same clothes.
We did laundry in Jackson after the Tetons, so we made it.
Okay.
What did we make
2 weeks?
Yeah, we made it almost 2 weeks. But and then our little one, he insists on wearing things inside out, backwards, and all of that stuff, and flip flops it around and everything. So you never know if what he's wearing is dirty or not. So, but I mean, they have fun, they have a good time, so it's no big deal. Clothes are clothes.
Yeah. So then for showering, the youngest one is now in love with, what do you call them, Navy showers.
Yeah.
He did those a bunch because he doesn't smell yet.
Yeah.
I did not get to wash my hair as often as I do because it takes, as long as it takes him to shower, it's just me wetting my hair because it's so thick. So he'd be like, go shower and don't worry about your hair.
No.
So.
Well.
But it was in ponytails when we were hiking anyway, so it's not a big deal.
And she wakes up looking like Medusa regardless of whether she showers or not. So
and he
it doesn't
still
matter.
loves me.
Yeah, it looks good right now.
Because I got all the shower.
Yeah. But so biggest thing, water consumption. Yeah. We have a 108-gallon water tank on here. We filled it up 3 times. So we filled it up the first, right before we left to go boondocking from Kalispell. We filled it up and dumped our tanks again after we left Yellowstone. We paid $5 at
the nice.
No, it was $10.
Yeah.
At Bear Creek or something like that in Yellowstone.
Grizzly.
Yeah, Grizzly something.
Grizzly RV Park, really nice one.
So that was cool. We filled up our water tanks or our water tank and dumped our 2 gray and 2 black. Yeah. And then again, when we left the Tetons, we stopped at a gas station.
Gas station, I think. Yeah. They have all that stuff in the back behind.
And that was $5 to dump your tanks if you take on fuel. So we took fuel there as well. and we dumped the tanks and everything and refilled the water tank. So
did we need to refill the water tank all those times?
Yeah, that's the question.
Did need to.
So we actually never went below half a tank of water, surprisingly.
We were doing it just in case.
We did it, let's say we did it twice. So yeah, it was like a week. Yeah. So we can go a week, and we probably only quarter filled any of our tanks, and the water was over a half. So it goes by thirds. So you got 1/3, 2/3, and then 3/3.
That's how thirds work.
Yeah. On the. All right. I can't say it on video, but anyway, so your 3/3. I think we got down to 1/3 one time, and that was, as we were leaving. So, somewhere around half is what we were at. So we could actually string it out to be 2 weeks if we needed to.
So the way we conserved water is Corbin didn't shower as often. We did them very, very quickly, and we have our shut-off valve on the shower head. As far as dishes, we bought a bunch of paper plates to help with that, and then Cody and the boys actually did a bunch of dishes outside in 5-gallon buckets.
Yeah, one of the campgrounds we stayed at had water hookups out there as far as for tent campers and things. So I've got some buckets in here that we use to wash the camper with. I rinsed them out and put some Dawn soap in there and all of that, and we just use that to clean it.
Just for the pots and utensils, basically.
Just like we would if we were tent camping. So that worked out good. We did that about 4 or 5 days, and that played well. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I did learn that the roads get a little slicker when you're pulling something heavy. So.
Oh, like boondocking out. You're not like in paved roads.
Keep that in mind, even when because it was super dry. They're having, no fires, no nothing because everything's so dry, but the roads still get, pretty slick, and it's not, driving the truck down, it's nothing. But when you start to pull something that's extremely heavy, like our camper's 19,000 pounds, it digs a little bit. So you got to keep that in mind as well.
Talk about cooking. We did most of our cooking outside, but it's different cooking outside in a bear country than it is in an RV park, because you have to watch every little food that falls, and you have to clean it up like immediately. It's not like I'll pick up the grill later. No, you need to wait till it cools off and pick it up before you go to bed.
Yeah, that's one thing with the grill. So I would leave it conveniently accessible in my front compartment. So I'd pull out the stand, which is right here, and then I'd put the grill on top of it. We'd cook, and then I'd put it all back in. So it wasn't bad, but
it's just different. You just got to be aware.
You just got to watch a little more. It's not like back at home where it's just raccoons and chickens coming to eat your food.
So then in terms of the kids and internet and phone service, so that was a big change for us. No. Well, I guess in terms of homeschooling,
no, that's the kids.
I knew that we were going to eventually be doing more boondocking stuff when he was home, which is why I did not choose an online curriculum. This year, I did decide to do 2 of Barrett's subjects online to kind of get him maybe moving towards high school, because I know I'm not going to be able to teach everything for high school. So for those 3 weeks, he did not get to do those subjects because we did not have internet. So that's kind of it's not that big of a deal, but if we do it a lot more, it will be a big deal. So I will have to kind of go ahead and buy workbooks for those subjects anyway, I guess. I don't know. So not having internet was a change for them, keeping them occupied because they didn't have internet. They didn't have kids to play with. They didn't have amenities of a RV park. It was just us in the wilderness.
Yeah, they did have kids at Flaming Gorge.
They did.
But that was about it.
But it won't be like that all the time.
But yeah, with them, I'm assuming everybody else's kids still don't understand internet either, because you try to explain to them why they can't get on their tablet, and they're like, but
turn it on your phone. Yeah. Turn your Wi-Fi hotspot on.
It works. It's internet. No, it doesn't. They just don't get it.
But phone service was a big deal for us, because if we're trying to look up what hike we're going to do the next day, if I'm using like my All Trails app, I guess even me, I'm like, I still can't look. So you still can't plan everything, or call family, or Yeah. We were looking when we were leaving the Tetons on getting to Flaming Gorge, and we were trying to get information on the route and things like that, and he had to go drive where he got service in order to get more information.
So we had to drive 2 or 3 miles to get phone service and take care of what we needed to do and all of that. So yeah, that's kind of few and far between. So way we found the boondocking spots, which we'll add in our videos that we post up as far as where we're staying.
Yeah.
We'll put the GPS coordinates or something like that so people can find them. We used iOverlander and kind of cross-referenced that with Campendium, and then I looked it up on the Maps app and looked at the satellite view of them to kind of see where we fit. One of them was extremely tight.
Which one? Rainbow Point?
No, the other one.
Well, Rainbow Point was tight.
Yeah.
That one was tight.
Well, that's a state park, so that was a little rough. They had some concrete pillars at the back of the sites, which luckily we were tall enough that we could go over the top of it, so I was able to put it underneath the camper so that we could fit the truck in there with us. If not, we'd have had to park the truck in a different spot or something like that. That was the biggest thing.
Oh, so getting the camper into Teton view.
Yeah.
I was not happy about that one.
Yeah, it was a sharp turn, and then you had to back up a little bit and then do an S curve, and then they had drop off with rocks and stuff like that, so it took a little while, a little finesse, but we made it. Made it work. We had a great view, so that's what it was all about.
And then Flaming Gorge issue was the getting out after it snowed and wet the dirt road, and it was a 4-mile dirt road we had to get out of before the main road. And
the majority of the road was good. It was just 2 little spots for some reason, or just like a 200-foot, 300-foot section that was just soft, and I don't know. But overall, we had a good time. We enjoyed it the last few weeks, and we're here at a campground in Moab, and then we're going to head up towards Salt Lake City and spend some time there. And then it's off to southern Utah again.
Yeah. So we kind of figured out, I guess, the way that we can do this is the kids and I stay at an RV park while he is gone at work. So when he's home, we're going to try to do a lot more boondocking, but at least once in the middle, we have to stay at a park, probably, to refill, dump, do laundry, and kind of recharge, take long showers, that kind of thing in the middle, and then we can boondock a little bit more.
And I think once we have the inverter installed and all of that stuff, and we can use microwave and different things like that, I think it's going to be a lot easier. That was some tough things, and our oldest still hasn't figured that out, that, why we have to start the generator or use the microwave. It blows his mind. But
just the normal things that you're used to. You can't charge your phone at night. I couldn't charge my little vacuum that I used to clean up all the sand and dust and everything. We couldn't use the microwave for warm up lunch. Just the little things that you're used to, convenient things.
Yeah.
We couldn't do.
You got to be conscious of your lights and things like that. So once we get the whole hookup, we won't have to be as delicate with it as we were. But
as in, he'll let me have the heater on longer.
Probably not. We'll just get you another pair of clothes. She'll walk around looking like a mummy. Can't move. So, alright, well, we got side-by-sides coming back in. So, if you like this, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we appreciate all the views and everything, and everybody hanging out, checking us out. And hopefully this was helpful for you.
Checking us out?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Next time.
Hey, they're looking at you, not me. See you later.